Hello, dudes.
Hey, how's it going?
I need to start this story off by saying I'm not ashamed of you guys.
Oh, that's a great start.
However,
But
I was in clinic this week and had a patient come in
yeah.
who has listened to the show in the past.
Oh no.
how's that even happen?
You both, let's see, I got to be careful about what I say. As to not name the person. So we were doing all the medical stuff, and at the very end, this person's like, hey, are we done with my stuff? Because now I actually want to talk to you about cards. So I said, okay, yeah, that's great. It helps break up my day. And like, I feel like I have a good card relationship with this dude.
Yeah.
Now, at the end, he says, yeah, the podcast, you guys aren't doing it anymore.
Oh.
And he didn't like ask it as a question. He just stated it. So I paused to see what he would say, because I do try very hard to keep like my professional work relationship like very professional.
Never comfortable when this world bleeds into our professional or personal lives.
It's not. And so I just paused to see what his move would be.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, your last episode was when the guy came back from the mission. And I said, and I knew. He's like, that's it, right? And in my mind, I'm like, what do I do? And I'm thinking of how many times I had to ring this bell last episode. And I'm thinking of all the things I said. I'm thinking how you had to pay the woman $69 and how my briefcase is locked to $69 and like all these innuendos I've said. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, that was the last one. Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Boys and girls at home and kids in the gallery, let's go!
Hello, Pack-O-Maniacs, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I am joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone called for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
Not ashamed. And I'm good.
And he hasn't been talking, ladies and gentlemen.
I know,
Hopefully
boy.
he'll crack the mic this episode, because he's Dr. Tim.
And you never walk away from the table when you're on a heater.
Well, we have a guest this week.
Yes.
Maybe.
It's about time for this season.
Yours truly booked our first guest, and he's near and dear to my heart.
Uh-huh.
And he's high-timing us. Now, I just got some good news as this show is starting. I've got notice that Papa eBay will be joining us.
Hey,
He'll be free
all right. Very good.
in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
So by the time we get around to
So
it.
we just got a pad for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're good.
or more.
Then we end the show. Yeah.
I prepped him all week. I said, Pops, we're going to give you a call. You are the star of this week's show.
Yeah.
And he repeatedly said, I'll be there for you, son. I've got you. What happens when I reach out and call him 10 minutes before we go live? Straight to voicemail. Can I call you back later? I said, Pops, we're doing a show. You're supposed to be on it. When can you call me back? I'm sorry, I'm at dinner. When will you be done? Crickets.
So he's going to be calling us from dinner, basically.
Yeah.
He's
He
going to be in
better.
the bathroom stall.
Oh, we're going to call him.
Where did he go for dinner?
We're going to find out.
Yes. All right.
I don't know. He's a man of few words.
He's going to go
Should
great.
work out well for the pod.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. He thinks he's going to wheel and deal Timmy for all that he owns. So, and
Bad week for that.
That's a good teaser. I like that.
That is a good teaser. Hey, before we dive into the show this week, a couple reminders for you all.
Yeah.
We have said this till we're blue in the face. So those of you that listen hard and carefully, I apologize. But we have a new feed for our podcast. It is completely separate from the old feed. If you run a search for a podcast, I think both will still pop up. So we need your help getting the word out to those listeners that may not have found the new feed and the new season of the show. Please, 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 when we post the link to the show on Saturday mornings, repost it on your social media feed. It's something super cheap, free that you can do, super easy. Doesn't take up much time, and you really are seriously helping out our show. So if you wouldn't mind doing that. What else we got here?
I think a couple of reminders just for our socials.
Please.
Instagram, you can always message us, Back to the Future Podcast on Instagram. You can always send us an email. Tim, correct me here. backtothefuturepodcast@gmail.com.
You nailed it.
If only I would have done that 2 months ago.
Ring the damn bell. Come on.
Tim, that's not what the bell's for.
He doesn't know what the bell's for. All right, maybe we'll find out this episode.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. We do need another bell for the mistakes that I've had on the show, but that is not it. But we did get someone to reach out to us through Instagram, which is part of the reason for bringing this up. So we had David Cron reach out to us about our episode last week. He said, just listening to this week's episode, which was last week, but I'm saying it this week on this week's show. The reason for PSA's pricing model is their money-back guarantee. They are basically buying a lifetime insurance policy on every card they grade. So they build that into their pricing, It's a big reason why I prefer to buy PSA graded cards if I'm buying a rare 90s card, because I know I'm protected if the cards end up being fake. Other grading companies don't offer the same guarantee, so they don't have that built into their pricing. It doesn't have anything to do with time or experience of the grader. There's no conspiracy in that, though, David, and that's where you're wrong.
That's far too rational.
Well, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be the idiot challenging David Cron when I know he is right. Have you guys ever heard of PSA shelling out money to someone who got screwed with their graded card?
Oh boy, we're gonna dig ourselves into a deep
I
hole
don't
here,
care.
Tim. I'm going to abstain.
Yep, this is Ricky, Mr. eBay, challenging all of you. I just have never heard of it, and I like to think I'm somewhat in the know.
Yeah, if it's ever been talked about anywhere on social media, like one of those posts that catches fire and just gets distributed everywhere,
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen or heard of a good example.
And maybe they can take all the money that they've gotten from the questionable authentic cards that they've sent back after they've charged the submitter and use that to insure their cards.
Seriously.
I'm sure that's the right answer, but that is so unsatisfactory to me.
I agree. I certainly agree with that.
And all the other companies, first of all, PSA has never lifted a finger for the collector. But secondly, okay, BGS, SGC, CCA, whatever the hell your acronym is, every card company does this. So what's their excuse?
I got nothing.
So you're saying wait, say that again?
I'm saying, well, he's saying here that not any other of the grading companies have that money back
Gotcha,
guarantee.
I see.
And so why are they upcharging us? They're profiting off of our cards.
It's like a baggage fee for the airlines, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's true. And everyone's just accepted it.
Service charge.
We had one more comment this time on YouTube. And for those of you who are listening, just a reminder, we are on the YouTube. You can watch and listen. Like, that is allowed.
Yeah. We get some complaints. Hey, I don't know what to do. I like watching you guys, but I also like my Saturday morning routine listening to you guys.
Why not both?
That's my question. Why can't you do both? Be a P1. Come on. Yeah, you. I'm looking right in the mic, right in the camera. You know who you are, Big Tort, Kansas City Dan.
Geechee Cards reached out to us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Said the companies attribute increase in price based on the value to insurance they have to purchase when storing and shipping the cards.
Yeah. Why is this our problem? You open a company and you're going to hold all these cards to grade. Why is this you know what this feels like? This feels like when I go through a drive-through at Starbucks and they say, "Would you like to tip us?" For what?
Oh, they don't say it.
You did your job.
They put it right there in your face.
They stick it right in your face and tell me how easy it is to find no tip.
They turn their head for that split second. It's an expectation.
That's what this nickel and diamond. Nickel and diamond.
Build it into your service model or your business model, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't put this on us.
No.
But we certainly appreciate the feedback from last week's show.
Hey, these two guys are aces in my book. Do you know how many times I've begged for feedback? We finally get
fair.
some.
That's true.
That's fair.
And if I'll tell you this, and we'll pad a little bit more for your pops coming on.
Yeah.
David, Tim, you and I did see him at the National last year, and that was super fun to hang out with him. Thinking of card shows, I just bought my plane tickets this week and my hotel room for Dallas Card Show in July.
I'm so jealous.
At the most inopportune time over the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
But talk to the missus about it. She's like, hey, we don't go out and do anything on the 4th. I don't like to go out and do anything on the 4th. She's like, why don't you go?
I dare say this might be the best 4th you will have had in 20 years.
Yeah.
Because you not only will you be doing something fun, but you won't be stuck here worrying about your dogs.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you and I do.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Stupid fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. Yeah. It will be a great time. I know that there are a couple of people out there. Wax Museum podcast, I think, is going.
Oh, hell yeah.
What do you want to call them? Mick basketball cards? McD's.
McDouble.
McDouble's going to
dog.
be down
Yeah.
there. So it's going to be a great time. The only thing to be better is if you guys went. Tim, I've been nudging you.
Yeah.
Think about it. I don't know what to
Was
say
that
this week. It's
was
either
that a quick yeah or was that a wink?
I don't know.
I'm just going to keep you on your toes.
That's what he does best. Tim, you're either one heater away from it, or if we're not betting this week, then you're saved potential unit for a day or two, and you've got your total funds for the trip.
No. I mean, every gambler is just one parlay away from whatever they want. So,
But also, if you don't bet and save the money that you lost, like that is physical money you already had,
yeah.
and then you just allocate it elsewhere.
It's just numbers on a screen. So,
What is he saying?
I don't know, man. It would be a good time, though. They have good food out there. I know you've kind of steered away from brunch. Maybe I could reintroduce you to brunch.
Yeah, will you clear this up for us? What's your official position on brunch?
brunch? I'm still game for brunch. I mean, we did like bottle service with mimosas at Red Rock the other day. Polished off a bottle of champagne.
Who's we?
We
As in, what would she be? Future Mrs. Junkie. Yeah.
After she told us no, he hates brunch.
Yep.
She keeps brunch all to herself.
Here's the great thing about Tim.
Uh-huh.
Seriously, you're a very fluid man.
I am. Yeah.
And you'll go with whatever those you care about around you are doing and fully embrace it.
This is true.
And that is something that the future Mrs. Junkie Tim will fully benefit from. And hopefully so, because she's very good for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll go with that flow. And that's why we are so confused. We are not in that inner circle, which is that, and that's okay. Like we are not married to you, and that's totally fine. But I think that's why this situation changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I confuse people that way.
So like when did we go to Vegas? Was that 2021? Was that post?
21.
Yeah. That was after, because we started the show
Right?
during COVID.
Is that right? Yeah, it was
There's
21.
no pre-COVID show.
It was 21. Yeah, it was 21.
Yeah, it would have to be.
So in 2021, you were ready to fight a mother effer over brunch.
I was hangry.
And you were the mother effer.
Yeah. For the record, are you still as protective of brunch that you'll fight a mother effer?
Probably not. I softened around the edges like
Okay.
a PSA 6. Yeah.
There it is.
Played.
Yeah.
Well played. Yeah. All right. So what do we want to jump into first? Do we want to go audit? Do we want to jump into Rick? I'm open.
Let's start with the tops audit.
I think that's a good idea.
And then we'll save the finale, and we'll keep your dad sweating just a touch.
Oh, I'd love to make him wait for all the scare he just gave me.
Yes. Does that work?
Yeah.
Honestly, though, like I say it because it's no big deal to me, but you have to deal with the
Yeah, he's
repercussions
probably
of this.
watching right now. Hey, Rick, we'll get to you when we get to you.
In fact, do we want to pause for whatever these things are?
I would like to see Tim take a big bite right now.
I was making fun of them. So dessert, of course, for Tim. And actually, let me grab one.
Yeah. What happened to your finger? You're sticking up places you shouldn't?
Putting on my running shoe the day before the marathon. Did we talk about this?
No.
Oh, the day before the marathon, I'm putting on my running shoes to do my little shakeout run. Yeah. The back of my running shoe has an elastic band so you can pull it back and slip your foot in.
Right.
So I've got my left index finger in that band standing up on just my right foot. Mm-hmm. I lose my balance, go to put my left foot down. My finger stays in that elastic band. It snaps. Tim, I am certain that ligament snapped right off. And I'm certain it avulsed the bone too.
Yeah,
Immediately I looked down like, uh-oh. Immediately swelling, bruising, and it hurts. So I got to stay in this thing for a month. Yeah.
I've never had that happen.
Got injured running a marathon.
Yeah, maybe you should run a little less. I don't know, man.
And then I got wrecked the next day on the marathon. So absolutely.
Hey, you completed it. I completed it. That is huge.
Barely.
It was impressive still.
Yeah. And you made it like 2/3 of the way and in a legitimate pace.
Yeah.
3/4.
Yeah, a lot of the way. Yeah, 20 miles there, and then my quads decided to rip in half. So
what's 26th?
2026 for
It's
what?
10/13. You made 10/13 of a mile.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The math's solid.
Yes, math. How are you supposed to eat the end of a cannoli? Do you suck out the cream? Do you just shove it in your mouth?
I like to just see how you'd approach this, Tim.
I mean, there's not like a great way to not get it all over your face.
Please check out our YouTube. Oh, you wuss bag. You could have taken that and split it up into a couple bites, made it a little more sensuous.
You got one.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
This is pretty good, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, you should try one.
I'm gonna. Yeah, as soon as I get rid of this gum, it's going right in my
Fair
mouth.
enough.
I'm a sucker for cream.
All right, should we move on to this top thing?
Yeah, let's get into some cards.
Rick, you want to introduce this? Or you want me to? While you pulled up, I'll read the headliner, and then perhaps
Please.
if you could read the article.
Yeah.
We all know I can't read. I have told Tim that he is under no circumstance to ever use his phone, so he's kind of screwed on something like this because I'm worried he'll screw up the camera.
Yeah.
Tim, I'm sorry. The headline that, Tim, you sent to us this week, which was a pretty big deal. Independent audit firm, boy, really screwed that one up, finds top cards packaged at random. Oh, my God. Let me restart this.
Hey,
There's an independent auditor who looked at Topps cards to see whether or not they are truly packaged and distributed at random. Mm-hmm. And they are.
So they
Supposedly.
say.
So they say.
So there have been widespread accusations within the hobby community that Topps, which is owned by Fanatics, was feeding predetermined or loaded boxes to breakers who stream on their in-house network, Fanatics Live.
Mm-hmm.
Some critics went a step further and accused Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin of supplying celebrities and athletes with loaded boxes filled with hits as clever marketing ploys. Honestly, I can't see how he's not doing that. It's brilliant to do. And if you have the connections, why wouldn't you?
Would you guys do it?
Hell yes, if I was in Michael Rubin's shoes, I would do it. Now, I hate it as a collector, and I wouldn't do it to help the collector, but I'd do it to make the hobby turn into, again, the most hot thing you have to have. You have to have your a part of, you know.
Would you do it, Tim?
I think so.
Is it legal?
Debatable.
It should not be legal, actually.
Because it's supposed to be all randomized chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you would ever prove it, to be honest.
I guess that's what the auditor tried to find out.
Yeah. So that led to a growing number of collectors wondering if the insertion of highly valuable cards was truly random. Do card manufacturers identify which boxes have the hottest cards and set them aside for celebrities and breakers? Or does every box and pack have the exact same stated odds of containing a collecting jackpot? So at the Topps Industry Conference in Atlanta recently, there were about 500 industry leaders and store owners present, and Fanatics made the announcement that the placement of these cards had been independently asserted as random. The examination was done by accounting firm KPMG, and it's the first of its kind in the trading card industry.
Yeah, that's the 4-letter thing that Phil Mickelson would always wear on his
that's
head.
what I
right?
was just going to say. If you're wondering who KPMG is, that's the hat that
Is
Phil
it?
Mickelson
Yeah, I
always
knew
wore.
nothing about him until now. But
Yep. So they've released a report. It's available online and asserts that high-value cards are inserted randomly within the company's packaged finished goods and distributed by the company to its customers in a random manner. What do we think about that? I'm not sure if I buy this. I'm not sure if I believe KPMG is being legitimate or if they have a stake in the game. I mean, I know that they are a firm who does do these types of audits, and I know that it would probably be incumbent for them to remain separate from whoever they're auditing and to give an unbiased response. I just don't know how much I trust Fanatics in that bubble, though. It is so powerful.
It's good that there is some credibility with that company, because otherwise for Topps to announce it at a Topps summit seems very fishy for me. Like when we read through this and we're talking about it, that was my gut reaction. Like, well, how can this truly be unbiased if Topps is using this like to almost pat themselves on the back in a way at their own summit.
Yeah.
That seemed odd to me.
I agree. Seems a little self-serving.
Mm-hmm. It does very much so.
Timmy?
I just want to see charts, right? Like,
Yeah.
Chad and I are very much data driven. We were trained to do that in med school, right? Like, we want to see table 1. Show us table 1. That's where all the good stuff is.
We were beat repeatedly
Yeah.
of table 1.
Give us the P intervals on this. Give us the confidence intervals,
Yep.
right? Like,
Yep.
show us some number besides like the millions of possible cards out there. Yeah, I don't know how you prove it.
Well, and to be honest, I've never had a problem, I guess, with Topps. I've always kind of trusted Topps. They've just kind of been there. Meh. They do baseball. It's Panini that I don't trust.
Yeah, that's fair.
Panini is the problem. So following Topps,
Oh,
there was actually an independent audit done on Panini boxes
Really?
by yours truly.
no.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys a little something. Let me take you back to roughly 2019, 2020.
Okay.
No, let's call it 2020, right at the start of the pandemic, right when we started the podcast. I think, Tim, before you joined.
Mm-hmm.
There was a night during some dark times in the pandemic. We couldn't leave the house. We didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I looked over at my desk and I saw 8 to 10 fresh, sealed hobby Panini boxes.
Hey, Tim, can you please not take bites of your cannoli off camera again?
Oh, that stare, man.
I'm just looking out for the listeners.
I don't know if tonight's the night for that,
Hand
for
check.
poking that bear.
Hand check. We're good.
You just got mugged.
Yeah, you don't step between Tim and a cannoli.
No chocolate on the fingers. No cream.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Of the boxes that I had, I went back and looked through the photo today. Sealed hobby boxes.
Oh, I forgot about this.
So I had 2019, 2020 hoops, certified, Donruss, Optic, Revolution, Contenders, Absolute, Crown Royale, Prism, Origins, and First Off the Line. Prism First Off the Line.
That's just like an amazing run of products, you know?
Is. I can't believe I had all of those.
And honestly, I know times are changing, and like if this joke isn't okay, I don't want to be okay. Do you recall the subsequent D-Day?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It was unboxing.
It was so bad. I was so depressed.
I just remember sitting there in like nervous silence.
Yep. It was so bad because I think that we did it on Instagram, maybe. Like we were, I don't know. We were still very
It was like
much
a New
social
Year's,
distancing.
I think it was a New Year's or a Christmas or some big party. Maybe it was midsummer even, but
No. We did it through Instagram because I decorated my office upstairs in Mardi Gras attire, hoping to hit
A Zion.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? This is what my audit found. My best hit was a John Morant Groove out of Revolution, a Dirk Nowitzki sticker auto, and a Cam Reddish Next Day auto.
These nuts.
My independent audit said, Panini,
you suck.
they did not distribute the hits to me, and they were not random. It was awful. I remember Sarah, like, she was even so excited for me to open up these packs. She was bringing me, like, these Mardi Gras cocktails up at first, and I'd get a couple boxes in, and she even had, like, a full dress on and was doing the whole bit. And she's like, how's it going? And I remember at one point I just looked at her. I'm like, fuck.
It was so bad.
And then she just stopped coming by, and, like, she would leave a little drink outside the door, and then I could hear her run down the stairs. It's so bad. It was that unboxing that actually, like, partly changed the way I collect cards. And then if you recall, we had Ross Berman on not too long after that.
Yeah.
And first of all, I was going to try and shame him for buying the card. He turned out to be a totally awesome dude and is a
Nicest
super
man
nice
alive.
guy. But then he hit me with, Chad, he didn't say this, but he implied you're an idiot. But what he did say is you have to stop ripping wax and you have to just go buy the cards you like. And, like, my whole world just came crashing down.
You know what?
Panini is flawed. They are rigged. And then Ross told me I have to stop doing what I'm doing.
That was a critical moment in the show's history.
Yeah.
Because you're 100% right. Up to that point, Chad and I, and Tim, you were involved in this, would routinely go once a week and buy a box of cards.
So much fun,
right?
too.
And which box are we going to get today? And
Because you guys would always hit something. That was always the running bit. I would never hit anything. That's how I know Panini rigs their boxes.
And
I wouldn't hit a thing.
you then bought some cards. We all, I guess, did to some degree, but you did a much better job of saving them, and those boxes increased in value tenfold.
Astronomically.
They did. And not long after, I ripped them all, too.
Exactly. So you have to know, Chad really found the top of that roller coaster to just jump off at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave all that money right there on the table.
Yeah, I mean, if you just kept that box of Prism, it would have paid for everything else you ripped
Oh,
open.
gosh. And I remember that Prism first off the line. It was when they were doing their Dutch auction. I don't even know if they still do that.
Yeah.
I just don't even look at it after this one. I got it for like $325 or $350.
So stupid.
And
Like,
I would
so cheap.
I would struggle outside of like specialty boxes, like is it Cacao Disney?
Cacao.
Cacao.
Yes.
Others outside of like those specialty boxes, I can't think of boxes you've bought since that time.
So I bought a Leaf box, remember, like 4 months ago and hit nothing.
Right.
I did buy that Immaculate. And I ended up getting $160 in consignment funds from that out of the 900 retail. I told you guys I got a discount. I just didn't want to say what it was because it was a local shop.
Not close to what you got back.
Tim and I did a box wars, I think in season 2
Yep.
or season 1. And we both got destroyed on that. We had like 10% ROI.
It was Court Kings, right? Awful.
I wonder what Backyard Breaks, if they did independent research, how their Panini audit would come out. Probably a lot better than mine.
Just a little.
They do rip a lot more, but probably a little bit different.
And that's the whole counter argument, right? It's like sheer volume of product that they're ripping through.
What do you think's happening, Tim? You have a better feel for the industry than Chad or I feel, in that you have connections to
Completely
all these
agree.
breakers, and you probably watch a lot of breaks when you're entering all of them and don't tell us. But what
Hasn't happened.
what are you seeing? Like on average, like does it seem like, hey, they really are getting loaded boxes? Certain breakers are always getting hits, or is it really, no, these guys are going through tons more product, and that's the legitimate reason?
It is just sheer volume and visibility, right? In the social media days, like you can see exactly when and where, and very quickly realize that one of the top hits has been hit, like the Weapon Yama Black Shimmer, 1 of 1. Like the Nebula, 1 of 1, both got hit, and within like minutes, you found out on social media.
Well, let me ask this another way. Is there a breaker that you go to regularly or have gone to regularly because you believe they have an in or better hits?
No, I never thought of it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as breakers went, you went for entertainment value, the trustworthiness of the breaker themselves. And just entertainment value, right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
This goes back to Tim's point. Sorry for the pause. I was reading through this and trying to make sure. So I was pulling up the actual report from KPMG.
Yeah.
The thing that Tim wants, he wants that table 1, right? So you want the data that shows how many boxes are they truly opening, what proportion of significant hits are they getting compared to everyone else, so that we can truly determine whether or not there are distribution flaws or not.
Because they didn't sit there and like poll every single person who's opened a box of Top Series 1.
No.
And then, like they didn't open like 1 million boxes of some random product to see if it was truly random.
And there is no data in this report that is
Zero.
linked in the Athletic article. There's just no
Terrible.
data here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. how
Terrible
they truly do
reporting.
that.
Yeah.
We do have a comment online, of course, from our YouTube viewers. He said the language that you read, Ricky, doesn't mean Fanatics doesn't know where the hits are. And I think
I kind of noticed that in reading the original document.
Esquire, where the hell were you?
Something's itching here. The McDonald's. The McDonald's
McMillions?
monopoly.
Yeah, McMillions.
Right? Like they knew where they were going to go.
Yeah.
And then someone got tipped off and gone and pulled them. Now, of course, those are two very different companies, very different things, but it could be done.
Yeah. You run the area, the type of the industry.
Yeah.
You get to,
make the rules.
You make the rules, exactly. And yeah, if you read the KPMG document, it does go on to say, like, we looked at this and we found that Fanatics' claims are true. It just reads like, hey, you were hooked up.
Like, here's a whole bunch of money.
Exactly.
We're going to announce it at our own down for.
Hey, give us some of those loaded boxes, and we'll give you a report.
Oh, could you imagine if that came out? If it breaks first here on Back to the Future podcast.
I'm telling you, man, there's something hinky about this. But
Hinky.
I want to know what people think.
yeah.
I think there's going to be
Plenty
some
of opinions.
Yeah, there's going to be widespread opinion. Go ahead and shoot them over to us.
Yeah.
And we'll be happy to read your comments on the air.
Get us at our Instagram at Back to the Future Podcast. Okay. Well,
Is it time?
I think it might be time.
Are you stressing?
Oh, I'm so stressed.
Are you?
Just you never want to release a member of the eBay family on an open mic. It's never a safe.
I remember with any of our interviews,
Uh-huh.
like especially the ones that I had arranged, I was always super nervous.
There's
nervous
an
for it.
element.
And then
to
when
that.
you've got your pops on here.
When you got your pops as a 40-year-old man, I'm still a 5-year-old child when he's on the
Right,
phone.
right.
So there is that element. No, I'm excited. Do we want to listen? Do you want me to set this up and play the audio, or should we have him on the phone?
Tim, do you know what's going to happen here?
No.
Chad, do I know what's going to happen? Nope. Ricky, yes, you should.
Okay, so I've got some audio that we're gonna play, and then we'll call Rick. Tim, get ready to make a deal because Rick has you in his crosshairs.
Uh-oh.
All right, so trying to think. Yeah, let's.
Who did that sound just come out of?
Me.
That sounded like a Tim sound, but it came out of you.
That was
You're
a-
nervous, man.
Oh,
okay, what can we do?
I got the flop sweats and everything, man.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's get Pops on the line.
Okay.
We'll let him respond to this.
Make sure our Bluetooth's working here.
Yeah.
This is technology. Mm-hmm. We're connected. We're unmuted. Yes?
Now we are. Do you have his number?
Oh, yeah, we talk. Did that help? Did that help you?
No, that does not help me that you have his number.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's give him a ringy
Make
dingy.
the call. Papa eBay. Live on air. Ooh.
Does he know his name's Papa?
He's
eBay?
going to, yeah, probably. He's going to say, hello or hola.
You got it once we jump on?
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
You're on the air.
Well, hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. How's dinner?
Good. It was fantastic. We went to some sports bar. You can't. This is what happens when you get old. You can't even remember the bandits.
Okay.
Well, I believe that you can't remember things because do you remember earlier this week when I told you you'd be the star of the show?
No, you said I might call you, and I forgot to text you. This is Gourmet Guys Night, and I forgot to text you. I wasn't like I just went out with my wife or, somebody important. This was the Gourmet Guys.
Why don't we have a Gourmet Guys now? What the hell?
Because you guys hate brunch.
I jump across this table and strangle you right now.
Okay. So we're
Go for it.
we're gonna set this up. Pops, you're gonna hang tight and we'll throw it to you in a minute. But we're gonna play a few pieces of audio. For my dad's birthday last year, I bought him a rip card
I remember this.
in hopes that he might choose to rip it because he had previously said, "I don't understand how you can own one of these cards and not rip it."
Yeah.
So I did give it to him for his birthday. And then just to set the backdrop, this is, he decided to rip the card at a Christmas themed dinner at my house.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hear me, Papa eBay, my son is going to be in there, my stepmom, eBay, and maybe Kyla. You're going to hear some voices. Is all
That's
I'm
kind of
saying.
fun. Okay.
And just know, I wasn't really sure where we'd go with this recording. The quality may not be the best, but I think it gives you a good idea of what I was dealing with on this night. So
But wait a minute. Do I get a minute to put a little backstory here?
yeah, you can put a little
Yes.
backstory.
Okay, here's a little
Truth
backstory.
comes out.
I've watched Ricky and the rest of you with your card collections, And it was something that, I've had my own vices through my life, and then this was something I didn't really get. But I understand everybody has their thing. I only had 3 really prized cards. I had my rookie Ty Cobb, my rookie Al Kaline, and then my Kurt Rambis. Those are the only 3 cards that I've owned. And so Ricky was telling me about these rip cards, and like you said, I didn't really understand it. And so he gave me, now what he didn't say is, and I don't know the right terminology, the card to be ripped was a Drew Waters for the Kansas City Royals. And I'm thinking, I don't know, I might want to keep that.
Well, it's funny you say that, because that's actually our first piece of audio, is to debate whether to rip the card or not. Let's play it real quick.
Are you going to do it?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
So
what are you thinking about?
Do you want to tear it?
There's another smaller card inside.
That might be real valuable, and it might be a boat, and it might be
Okay, who do you have right there?
a famous Kansas City Royal rookie guy that I've never heard of.
Is he good?
He's going to be. He's going to be really good.
Isn't he an old guy?
No.
Yeah, when Dad looked at my cards, he kept saying, I don't know how you can own one and not rip it. So I got him one that no one cared about, that we could rip.
Go for it.
Well, why didn't you get me one that somebody cared about? What do you mean you got me one that nobody cared
Well,
about?
it's to make it easier to rip.
Do they have different tabs if they're...
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So this has a harder tab or an easier tab?
Harder.
Okay, well, why don't you get me one that's easy?
Because the harder the tab, the better the hit.
Okay, so he wasn't sure what the hell he was doing.
Right. And so
Well, it's not that I didn't know what I was doing. I was debating, because I know that once you've ripped it, there's no going back.
That's true.
And I'm guaranteed a Drew Waters. What could be in there? It's kind of like what's the case with deal or no deal.
Yeah.
And I can't go back. And the second part is I can tell just by the structure of this, being at my age with my eyesight, I don't know if I'll be able to tell what the hell it says when I get that little tiny thing out of there. So I'm debating whether to rip it or not.
Yeah.
And I finally become convinced. Let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah, he thinks that he wants to do it. So that's our next clip. Let's hear where he takes us.
Okay, here goes.
Rip it in your cool.
Here, I'll just take it back. You
No.
can just give it back.
No. I might need to go get... I left the case over there for it. I just don't want it to get exposed to too much air or anything.
So see, yeah, he
Very thoughtful.
Yeah, I'm not even sure he's decided to rip at this point. And so I decided I might help him out in the process. I call this one belch break.
Really?
What you do with
From
cards.
Shauna?
She didn't even notice.
Yeah, she did.
She said she didn't.
That was just me belching.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah. I thought it was my dad at first. I was going to give him help, but clearly he outed me.
It's not a bad name for like a breaking company. Belch Breaks.
Yeah, belch breaks. What do you think of that for a grading company, Dad? We can go into it as partners.
Well, yes, yeah, and then I didn't get the whole grading thing. Did you have more that you're going to play? Because I got a couple other comments I want to make.
Oh, we've got more, so you can comment up to what's been played so far.
No good. Well, I have an out. Ultimately, I think anyway that no matter what decision I make here, I have an out, but it's going to rely on Ricky trying to negotiate something for me. But go ahead.
All right, let's play a few more pieces of audio. Eventually, Rick does decide to go ahead and rip. Here it is.
Which way will it be facing? Will it be facing this way?
Hard to say.
As soon as I rip this way, I know what it is?
50-50. I haven't done enough of these.
All right, here it goes.
It's good math, Ricky.
Thank you.
Yeah. Most of them.
Here it goes.
Oh, that's a good rip.
What is it?
Wait a minute.
Is it
Wait
Shohei?
for it.
Shohei Ohtani?
Oh, wait a minute. That didn't...
You're going to have to tear apart the sides. Is it Shohei?
Oh, my God.
It's Shohei.
Dude, you should have traded.
Okay. Oh, wow.
We have that Coke. I'm good with this. Thank you, kiddo.
I will...
Do you want regular Coke?
I will trade you... Yes, regular.
Regular Coke.
What do you want, Carter?
Okay, this is amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a good clip. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat here, wondering what's going on.
Now, here's what I want you to hear. Because as you can hear, we were hoping for Shohei, of course. You're going to hear a lot of noise in this next clip. You're going to hear a lot of talking. I want you to focus on Papa eBay. He's in the background, and he's only going to say one phrase over and over. Just listen.
But wait, I got a question. Do either of these two know what was inside the rip card?
No, we're getting to it. We're building the suspense.
Okay, fair. I just didn't know what you'd revealed yet.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Here we go.
Can I look like on the back to see if there's a second autograph?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm afraid of damaging it because...
Well, the first card's already damaged.
No, it's the one inside. I'm trying to get...
You want tweezers?
Oh, there. Got it. Got it.
Hey, listen.
She loves toys.
Oh, my
You gotta
God.
get her one that is small enough for her to...
Oh, my God.
He was excited. Oh, my God. I think that's a cousin of... By God.
Yes.
I don't think they have any idea of just how special this is. This is somebody from Colleyville, Texas.
Yeah. No, we're going to reveal it in a minute.
I didn't know that they would put Kurt Rambis minis instead of a rip card.
What you have to know, Tim, though, is you were seconds away from losing this card as Rick tried to make a blind trade with my son.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Okay, do you want to trade?
It's a big food.
No, it's a big hit.
You want to trade for that?
I'll do it.
Watson, huh?
I'll do it because I don't know what I was going to do with this card in the first place, so...
Well, he already ripped it. Don't do it if he already ripped it.
Well, he doesn't know what it is.
Oh, Rick.
I ain't care.
He's smashing it in his hand, though.
No, I'm not. I'm being very careful.
There you go.
I can't.
You can't make the trade.
I can't do it.
Rick has this miniature card in his hand.
Yeah.
It is a fist. He is just smashing the hell out of this card.
Oh, so it's got a nice fat crease through it right now.
No, not true. Not true. I have it right here in front of me. There's no bent corners on it. It's it'd be a A+ 99 grade.
Hey, Rick, to get that last bit for 100, have you heard of soaking? You can soak that.
I have heard of soaking. My Jewish neighbor told me about that when he first moved in. I'd lived here all my life and had never heard that.
He's a card collector too.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for the big reveal. Am I good to play it, Rick?
I'm anxious.
Is this going to reveal who it is?
It is.
Okay, go ahead.
Here we go.
What'd you get?
Bobby Witt.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
Really?
Really?
Everybody in Kansas City knows who Bobby Witt is.
Not Rick.
Do you play,
Bobby Witt.
Does he play
Junior.
That goes in this.
wow.
Yeah, he plays baseball. He's one of the greatest of all times.
Other way.
Facing this way.
Oh, that's a rare one. You can only get those out of rip cards, though. Super
I
rare.
bet you've never seen that
Did
one
it get
before,
auto?
have you?
Is it auto?
No. Super
Yeah,
short
it's
print,
auto.
though.
I am going to auto it. Where do I send it to get graded?
PSA. I'll send it for you. Yeah, that's all I can think about when I get some of these autographs.
Is what?
Like, are they having their daughter sign?
Sorry. A little feedback. We started getting into some sensitive topics.
So wait, this is
so I did misstate it. It's actually Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah, Junior.
Who was the second pick by Kansas City back in 19.
Yeah.
And you know what his dad's name was?
Hold on. Will you give us some guesses?
I think it's Jeremy.
Yeah, I think it was Todd.
Yeah, Bedard.
So anyway, it was Bobby Witt Sr. Just
really,
really. But I am, and I don't know how these things go, like on eBay and the other places you guys buy and sell and trade.
Yeah.
But I just have an offer straight up, and I think primarily for Tim, just from what I've picked up on your show and the personality so far.
Yeah.
A Bobby Witt Jr. for a bottle of Clase Azul Añejo.
Where would I procure said bottle of Añejo?
Well, you can't get it in Utah.
Fatal four-way.
Yeah.
You can fatal four-way that.
Yeah, it would have to be somewhere like that.
Are these the bottles that come in crates?
No, they just, I don't know what. Well, actually, it does have kind of a little, the box around it's like a little mini crate. These are.
YouTube is not getting the audio of Papa eBay, and I apologize for that. But as a little reward, if you guys stick around after the show ends, I'm going to have to tell you guys the story of when Rick sent me out to bend over with about $1,000 in $100 bills to pick up some tequila for him.
Oh,
yeah.
Felt like a freaking drug
Tim,
mule.
if you get this card though, think of the trade bait you would have with the big tort.
I know. Because you guys said earlier that nobody cares about Drew Waters, but we do have one listener in particular that would care about Drew Waters and Bobby Witt Jr. So.
Yeah, but Drew Waters...
And actually, I would throw in the Drew Waters rip card.
That's very generous of you.
Hey.
They've both been preserved in fancy cases with gold, kind of like a gold ribbon on it to keep them secure.
That's not totally true, but they were put in mags. I made sure of that.
Not a screw down, at least.
No.
Yeah.
What's the value of this tequila bottle?
Yeah, it sounds a little lopsided.
I think just a few units. If Tim went on a betting winning streak, I think he could afford it probably in a morning.
Are you suggesting 2 bottles of tequila?
No.
I am.
We're saying a mini
I am
bottle.
indeed.
It's 2 cards.
No, it's like 1.5. Yeah.
I'll just drink half the bottle 2 different times for each card.
I'll spill out half the bottle first. Yeah, so no.
Think of how many torts you could turn that into.
I know. There has to be a tort to work into this.
Kansas City Dan.
How many torts is that worth? That's a fantastic question.
At least 3.
Yeah.
I got it.
That sounds right.
It's got to be.
Maybe 2. Those torts are pretty good.
I can even cut up a little strip. I know that there seems to be big collectors, a little strip of my boxers that I would add in here. They would be authentic.
Front or back?
I can either get them. You can either have them washed or non-washed.
No. I definitely need that mud stripe.
Okay. We can do that.
Oh my God!
He's so matter of fact about doing that.
He's been working on a deal for Tim for a while now.
This is a jumbo patch or one of those.
I've been bugging Ricky for.
Need to see a bulge.
Yeah, you want it in a strip or in a square. If we do a long strip, I could get you yellow in the front.
Yeah, I
brown
only
on the
like long
back.
strips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I like where we're going.
Okay. I've been asking Ricky to broker this deal ever since that I ripped it, and he keeps putting me off. Oh yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah, that's pretty typical for Ricky. Yep.
I just had to get the power players in the room together.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So for anybody who can't visualize this trade now, think of the rip cards from Ellen and Ginter, I'm assuming. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's the bottle of tequila?
Yeah, it is. It is an Allen and Ginter. Well done, 2023.
Yeah. With a nice juicy rip right through Drew Waters, right? So.
Well, no, not that. It's just on the back
Oh,
side.
the back side
front,
of the card,
the front of his face
still looks like
is
Drew
in
Waters,
perfect condition.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
so it's perfect. In
Yeah.
fact, you could probably slide this Bobby Witt Jr. right back inside, put a little piece of duct tape on there.
Well, I really prefer the face, but
Just saying.
So Tim.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm pretty sure we can make this
Deal?
happen. Yeah.
Or no deal.
Or no deal.
It's a virtual handshake. How about that? Yeah.
All right, that works.
Well, we will.
All right.
There will be a part 2 to this where we'll follow up.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go stick this. I'm just gonna go stick this in my fireproof safe right now.
Remind us the bottle of that tequila again one more time.
Make sure it's Class A Azul and Yeho.
Class A Azul in Yeho.
Yeah. So AZULE. Yeah.
Okay.
No E on the end. No E on the end.
No, yeah, no E. You're right.
There it is. Yeah, Tim should be able to. Just a cool $39,000.
Is that it?
There's.
I couldn't get the
versions.
Añejo. Oh, there it is. That's a $600 bottle of tequila.
That seems fair.
Mm.
But if you think
I've
about it,
seen
the tequila
this.
will be gone within a few days.
Is that the one with like the little?
I've had this. It comes in a vase.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. You'll have the card. You'll have the card forever, though, Tim.
Yeah. And
Correct.
I'm going to Oregon
memory.
next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to find this bottle and I'm going to undercut you and make the trade. And I will become the Big Tord's best friend.
Dude, you might get the Kurt Rambis if you come in with deal me
No,
with
I don't know about that.
Tim and I show up next week sipping on the tequila for the show.
I'll have the
I'd
empty
give up
bottle with
my
the cool
Ty
top.
Cobb. I'd give my Ty Cobb rookie and Alkaline jersey. before
What?
I'd give up
Oh,
Kurt Rambis.
I'm supposed to inherit that.
I am on the hunt for this bottle.
Yes,
sure.
absolutely.
All right, Pops.
that's good
Well,
stuff.
thanks
All
for
right,
the
guys.
call.
That's good stuff.
Okay, I enjoy your show. Good job. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
And
See
just
ya.
a quick
Bye.
recap for people here on YouTube. I really apologize that the audio didn't come through. So we had Rick call in. He had this eBay rip card, or he had this Allen Ginter rip card, rips it, gets a Bobby Witt, and he wants to make a trade. So Tim, for a $600 bottle of tequila.
No, but that's the markup. We can probably get it cheaper somewhere.
But Tim did negotiate a piece of Rick's underwear.
Yes, that's
That took a
invaluable.
turn.
Game used. I love just how deadpan matter of fact he is. He's like, I could get a strip. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? A strip? He knew what he was talking about.
Oh, yeah. I think our listeners, I think I'm going to make a lot more sense to our listeners after this episode. Where the hell it all comes from. Yeah. No, he's, I'm lucky to have him. And
Well done.
Yeah, he keeps me on my toes. That's for damn sure.
That was good.
Chadwin, I do not want to get out of here without talking about your weekend.
You want to do it? All right.
Yeah.
How much time we got?
We got as much time as you need. At least 7.
Okay. I can give you a couple.
And I do have to tell you, I did not mention this earlier. I also tuned in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We had visitors over though, and I couldn't get away from them, so I had to watch it in silence. So that kind of sucked.
Probably a little tough.
Yeah, but I was there the whole time watching as much as I could to support you guys.
That means a lot. Thank you.
I'm sorry I couldn't be more active on it because I was really excited.
No, that's all right. So what you're referring to is I went up with Sarah. I went up with my buddy Jason, who I think is going to come on the show at some point.
Nice. We need him on.
Yeah, more so you two can hammer away at me. And then 2 of our lady friends who also investigate for a little ghost hunt at Idaho's old state penitentiary.
Yeah.
So this place opened in 1871 and was open for 100 years before it closed 50 years ago.
Wow.
place is massive. It's up in the foothills on the east side of Boise. 17 to 18 foot stone wall that was built by the inmates. And so you are inside of this massive, almost 100-yard, maybe more by 100-yard square enclosure of the penitentiary. 5 different cell blocks inside of there that are 2 or 3 stories high. The place is it's architecturally very cool. It's an amazing place to be, especially at night. We rented out the whole place for 2 nights.
And did you sleep there?
No.
Okay.
So everyone can see this. It's on Dr. Ghost Hunter's YouTube. Of course, very incredibly clever name. Thank you. We rented it. Get this. So in order to rent some of these places, it's the hardest thing to do when it comes to these ghost hunts is like finding who you can talk to about how to rent it out. And like some places, they just have these standard forms. This is one of them. It's a well-known paranormal hotspot. I had to put down $1 million like backlog in case like somehow we destroyed the penitentiary. So we had to put the insurance agent for our house.
Oh my God.
This. And so that took like a year to get this done and to get it scheduled.
Wow.
But the booking of it, they had like 2 time frames from 5 to 11 p.m. And then you could do the overnight for like a crazy amount of money. But it still was $600 to rent out both nights. Wow. So a total of $600 for the 2 nights.
Okay.
So it ended up like fairly cheap for the whole thing, but still $600 still a lot of money.
Yeah. So
here's the thing that I want to talk about though, and here's why it matters here. First of all, thank you both for tuning in.
Of course.
Tim, there actually was, I made a comment about cats because you got cat number 3.
Yeah.
Right? So congrats on cat number 3.
Yeah.
One of the big ghost stories that was there was a cat that someone snuck into the grounds. They found the cat, but they let the cat stay there because they found that the inmates were on such good behavior.
Yeah.
They named the cat Dennis, and it lived there for like 17 years.
Dennis
was he a menace?
He was a menace. And actually, the only inmate like buried in the grounds is Dennis.
What?
Every year, the Idaho Penitentiary does like a Dennis Day, and people bring cat toys, and it's like this whole thing.
Wow.
That was there. So I made a comment about cats at one point. Like that was a real thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just ribbing you. So that was kind of cool. But the highlight of this investigation was on night 2, so not the night you guys tuned in.
Yes.
So night 2.
Awfully convenient.
Now, Jason and I go back to med. So I know Jason from med school. We are notorious for making asses of ourselves with ridiculous sports wagers.
Yes, you are.
Typically, the winner of a college bracket or a random Sunday football game.
Or Tuesday morning Diamondbacks game.
Yeah, or that. The loser would have to dress up in some sort of absurd costume, like go to our local pub or go to our local restaurant dressed as that idiotic thing just to embarrass ourselves. So usually the winner gets to laugh at the loser for being humiliated.
Yeah.
Now, Jason and I, with these ghost hunts, one thing that does get pretty creepy is if you go on an investigation by yourself. So like in isolation, if for nothing else, for the fact that you're in the dark in a creepy place that's supposed to be haunted, whether or not you believe in ghosts, totally, your thing, whatever. But it's still creepy.
It turns you into, because you and I have done this a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it with you. And,
Yes, you have.
And it turns you into when you were a kid and you're running up the basement stairs.
Yes.
And it's like someone's coming to get you. There's just no escaping that.
Yeah, so you get that feeling. I mean, we went to the Zach Bagans Museum, and you
and I
kind
sat
of
alone
experienced that.
in
Yes.
that really haunted basement.
Yes, where Post Malone went the Dybbuk box. We went to the Dybbuk box rooms, but also into that basement
where they did rituals, right?
Yes.
Yeah, had it in the floor. And, and there was like one guy, like a loner in this group, and he kept trying to follow us. And we'd like turn around and be like,
I remember that.
get away from us.
That was a weird guy. And
was.
it does, even that
Sure,
element.
he was real.
No.
In fact, rumor says he still haunts that museum to this day.
And he was whispering about someone sharding themselves. I couldn't quite catch it all.
I saw him sprinkle something over your head and like had a little voodoo doll of you. Little did we know the next day. So Jason and I end up making a wager that for the Broncos, he's a Lions fan, Lions game for 2023.
Yeah.
That the loser of that would have to go into solitary confinement and do an investigation on their own.
Man, and you invited us over to watch that game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's the one. Tim, you bailed like third quarter.
Yeah.
At some point, you just got so bored of the Broncos. They were so awful. You just got up and left.
Yep, I did.
And Jason's like, is he mad? I'm like, no, it's just Tim.
That's Tim.
It's just this thing. So I'm expecting to go up there, in preparation for this, just to sit in a scary investigation.
Yeah, you didn't account for something, though.
You.
That's right,
account
baby.
for you. So I forget how you guys got talking. Was it WrestleMania? Or was it even before WrestleMania?
It might have been during the Lions game, Broncos.
Oh my
game,
God, that's right.
And continued
That's
during
right.
WrestleMania.
Huh.
And again, for those on YouTube, check. This is why you listen to the episode Saturday as well. Go back and listen so you can hear Papa Rick, because you will understand why Chad was in such peril with me in the room when it came to deciding what kind of costume Chad might wear.
Yeah, and Jason and I had decided to tone it down and not do costumes this time. Like I set up that whole thing. We're like, no, but you get chirping in his ear.
I've got all these great ideas.
And his eyes light up like I haven't seen in that man in 15 years.
Yeah. So some of my greatest hits were Oompa Loompa costume. Painted you completely orange. We would then take scissors and messily cut out circles around your nipples. And for those on YouTube, I am demonstrating the area. We would then clamp little alligator clips to each of your nipples with a gold chain running between them.
Keep in mind, even though I did not live stream this night when we did this. So we do a couple of things with our thing. Like we'll live stream the investigation, people can join, but I film everything. And then I go back and like try to put together like a well-organized video.
Oh, yes.
And if we capture something, like it's going on YouTube, everyone's going to see it.
Yes. Yes.
And you're planting these ideas and immediately, and I'm the one who edits the damn thing.
Oh, yeah.
I edit it. I put together the whole video. In my mind, I'm like, whatever you come up with, how am I going to create a ghost hunting show storyline that has me in whatever absurd nipple clamps jockstrap you're going to have me wearing?
Oh, yeah. Jock straps were discussed.
Well, like handcuffed to an electric chair somewhere.
It went so long, and it at some points got so inaudible because Jason and I could not breathe. We were laughing so hard at the visuals of what you were going to have to wear.
That's fantastic.
So let's put that on pause for a second.
Okay.
Keep that in the back of your mind. Now, you guys tuned into the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I want you guys to be perfectly honest with me. Did you see anything that to you seemed like there was any type of ghostly activity or paranormal activity? Did anything stand out when you guys were watching?
No, but it seemed difficult, one, because I had people talking in my ear.
Oh, right.
And yeah, so it was hard just with the visual.
Tim, you have been getting into these shows a little bit more lately.
Yeah, so I mean, I was watching for things like, shadows moving. I was watching for any of the lights to trigger. I was hoping to hear like some background sounds or even like an orb floating across the camera, which honestly I think most of the time is just dust, but Mrs. Junkie
but still looking for it, yeah.
I was looking for your light up little orbs.
All of those things.
Yeah.
Did you see any of that?
No.
None of it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that is the first time in an investigation, none of it has happened.
Oh, wow.
None of the lights.
Yeah.
Not even catching light anomalies.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have seen one with my own eyes out of this mill. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Because you guys are going to experience that this October by yourselves.
Yes.
So I don't have a whole lot of, the point of that is I don't have a whole lot of footage for this video that I want to make.
Right.
And this is a very big investigation site. Like I want to make a video out of this on YouTube, and it's okay that we don't have evidence. We'll never fake it.
You're going to have to rely on the B-roll, aren't you?
So I'm going to have to rely on footage that wasn't on the live stream.
Yes!
And in the back of my mind, I am just praying to God that nothing happens to me when I'm dressed up as King Triton in solitary confinement, wearing no shirt, a beard that barely covers my tits, just barely, a piece of cloth that just covers the tip of my knee.
Nice little loincloth, yeah.
Yeah, think Nike baseball pants this year.
And like the mouth cut out of my beard is like slightly crooked, so it makes me look like I'm a little delayed when I shaved.
Yes.
And you know what? Not more than 30 seconds walking into that room. Sure as shit, one of the most significant pieces of paranormal activity we've probably ever captured.
Oh, you're kidding.
This is on a spirit box, Tim.
Okay.
So I'll tee this up just a little bit. So
Yeah.
it scans radio frequencies and it listens for voices. The thoughts are that ghosts or entities can speak through this, and then you'll be able to hear them.
Yeah. Was this like on a iPhone app or was it like an actual?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
okay.
on an app.
Yeah.
So I take it with a grain of salt. We
Yeah.
can talk about this for a long time afterwards because I've got a lot of thoughts on this. What you're about to hear has never happened to me before. Listen very carefully to this app in the background. Okay. That's it scanning.
Spirits, you're back. Oh, just you're back. Yeah, my name's Chad. I've been here before.
Keep going.
Oh, sorry.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Shoot, it's gonna start over on us.
We'll see.
Spirits, you're back. Oh, just you're back.
And then it gets my name right here. It says, "Hey, Chad, listen to the next part."
Yeah, my name's Chad. I've been here before.
No.
What?
You can stop it.
What?
No.
What did you guys hear?
At the very end, clear as day. Hi, Chad.
Hi, Chad. Yeah. That's not even like making up what they think they heard so that it sounds more dramatic.
I have not told you guys what I think I've heard on here.
I thought I heard it
I don't think.
said, "You look like a girl." No,
Nice
I heard,
nipples, I'm pretty sure, was the first.
Yeah.
I've seen this outfit, by the way.
Oh my
it got
God,
him
look
kicked
at
out of
those-
Disneyland.
Oh my God! Look at
That's
those.
right. I got kicked out of Disneyland for trying to wear this during costume
That's right.
because my nips weren't covered.
Oh my God! Look at those areolas.
Oh my gosh. So I have been to this place before. Keep in mind, and I think that's pertinent to the very first thing that the thing says.
I think he's gotten to know you.
I think it says you're back is the very first thing it says.
It was very echoey.
You're gonna have to put that on.
Did
the
you guys hear
YouTube.
anything else? I mean, I did hear the hi Chad. There's two other things that I heard.
It was hard to. I heard noise, but I couldn't tell you what I heard.
What I heard, do you want me to tell you?
Sure.
Yeah.
I heard you're back. I heard Chad. And then I heard a drawn out last name. That's when I lose my shit.
Oh my God! So
This
listen to
footage.
play this episode at quarter speed, and you'll get Chad's last name.
With a lot of reverb, so run it through like an AI noise
Yes.
cancellation.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, you do that. She's going to tell you everything about me.
Social security number, everything.
With this, I have one camera that's right outside of Solitary, pointed directly at me. Shirtless, whole costume, the whole bit.
Yes.
When this happens, I don't know what else to do. I run up to the camera and I'm talking in the camera because I want to capture this moment and like what I'm feeling. My mustache is crooked. It's like off the side of my face. The crown is like tilted halfway off. I look like I have an IQ of 4.
Is this what people saw when you delivered the baby with the princess sleep mask? Is this what people wanted to recreate
This
that
would be
moment?
the equivalent of that moment. And this is like the only paranormal footage that we got the entire time. So it's going to have to be on the show.
This drives me nuts on shows, though. It's like somehow when all the interesting stuff, like none of the other equipment's up and running, like conveniently.
No.
It's all
Okay,
like tucked away. But
Here's-
if that's the only time you've captured it, you have to play
I have
it.
to
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah, you have to. Unquestioned. And here's what you do.
You can black out the video. Yeah, you can black out the visuals.
No. Missed opportunity.
Sensor bar.
You know, Jason and I, we had 5 hours on the drive up to Boise.
Yeah.
We get in the car and I am furious at him. I'm like, I will do this, but you have to come up with the way that I'm going to tie this into a video. Like, we didn't know anything was going to happen. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I know something's going to happen when I'm in there. I'm going to have to put the video up.
Yeah.
So
if-
we've got a way that we can tie it into the video.
What if the whole video is just you in your normal clothes, except for that one scene? People will freak out.
I just don't even mention it.
No,
nothing. Just hard cut right into it, hard cut out. Wow, guys, let me know what you think. It's been a
Like
great
the
episode.
brief little subliminal flash, right? That's it. That's all you get. If you click pause fast enough, you'll be able to see this. But
I want to show you guys. Okay, just to get your like reaction on on camera. I just want to show you, and Ricky, you have already seen this.
I've already made it into a sticker for my text messages.
Here's my face.
Look like
How bad is that?
sure you weren't like possessed,
Dude, you look like the scary. You probably were the scariest thing in that building that night.
Oh man. So that's on Dr. Ghost Hunters. That's going to be coming out, that video, probably late summer this fall. But as a tie-in, what do you think about a Back to the Future paranormal investigation this Halloween season?
Yes.
I'm in as long as I'm allowed to sage after. Yeah.
Yes. And actually, I don't know that I believe in this. I guess I have to if I do it. Like there will be, oh gosh, what's the term for it? That's how not into it. Like those little rocks and.
Oh, crystals?
Yeah, crystals. I'll wear them there, and Sarah will sage us afterwards.
Yeah, because I'm not bringing anything back with me.
And that's always the concern.
Yeah.
So I want to go to this place called Benson Grist Mill. If you guys want me to stop, we can stop at any point here. At Benson Grist Mill, I have seen a glowing ball of light no further than you to me just appear, come down the stairs that I was walking up, and disappear right in front of my face.
Wow.
It's creepy. I have heard footsteps above me when no one else is on the property.
Yeah.
I have heard voices. We have captured voices on audio, not through a spirit box, but just through a recorder, clear as day. The place is super creepy. We can rent it out for the entire night if we want to.
I'm in. I'm in as long as...
We'll sage after. You can always leave.
I'm in as long as I'm not saged after. I want to bring some hitchhiking to Ghost Home.
You be careful with that, man.
Hey, I've already sharded. What more can they do?
So this October, crossover between Dr. Ghost Hunters and Back to the Future.
Yes!
I dig it.
Yes! Yeah! All right. Well, man, we packed a show.
We did.
Tonight.
Here you were worried.
Goes to show what I know.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, it's been another great show for Chad and Tim. This is Ricky, the Boxer Patch, wishing all of you a one of one night. Oh man. So that photo's fantastic. So we were at my son's basketball game the other day, and I want to know if any of our listeners can relate to this, but my son likes me to film his games, right? So he can watch the tape. And I've created a trick. You just film every play until the ball whistles dead. It only lasts about 30 to 60 seconds, right? So you just get a bunch of them, then send them over. And I had to lecture my wife because she would start to video, or I would start to video, and she would just say, "Okay, son, you better not mess this up, you piece of shit."
What?
And I'm like, okay,
no,
she
didn't say that.
Okay,
she didn't say that.
She may not have said piece of shit, but she's like, you better lock it up this time, not miss those freaking layups like you always do. And I'm like, do you realize he's hearing all of this? Do you realize? And then the only other thing I wanted to tell you is for Kansas City, Big Torque, Kansas City Dan, I've got an offer for him.
There's the shrine. We're going to build it. But I think that's going to grow over the next year. It's going to grow until he is gone.
You know, if they keep that, they may come next week.
Who?
The ghouls. We got a presentation next week, and one of them might be a dead man.
All right. You guys got anything else?
No, I'm good. Unless, yeah, we got to go see how much in the red Tim is.
All right, thanks for everyone for joining. We'll try and figure out the audio little quirks. Oh, there's programming note.
Yes, 2 weeks.
Oh, we're gonna have some pissed off people.
So pissed.
Next week, I'm gonna be on a bye with the guys as we strategize the coming weeks.
Yes, we need a break. It's only been 2 months, but we already need a break from you.
I screwed them. I forgot to tell them. I'm sorry. So we'll see you guys back in 2 weeks.
Later.
Bye.